Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the channel, part of the community. If you're new, welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, yes, I have my little senior girl, uh, my spiritually evolved being in a little tiny baby girl body on my lap. Yes, I do. So if you hear purring or chewing, she's trying to. That's all happening right in front of the microphone. I might have to ask her to step down for just a minute. But anyway, yeah, so I didn't get a video out yesterday because I like to make them the day before. And every time I started to try to tune in and zone in and get ready for it and prepare, I kept hearing no. I mean, it was like a door slamming shut. It was like, no. So I don't know what was going on or why I was not supposed to dig into whatever the energy was for the day, but I was very clearly just and so I just asked. And I encourage all of you to do that. Always follow the nudge. Always follow that little nagging feeling you have. Or in some instances, if you just flat out ask, like I did yesterday, am I supposed to do this? And I very clearly heard the word no. Very calmly but firmly, no. So I thought, well, all right, you know more than I do. I guess I won't do that. So that's why there was no video, and it was kind of a running from start to finish kind of day, and so yeah. Anyway, little baby. All right, I need you to get down for just a minute, honey bunny. Yeah, you want to get down for a minute? Hold on, everybody. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay, she doesn't want to get down, so we'll just leave her there. Um, as long as you don't, I'm going to have to make some weird noises because I don't want to. There we go. Sorry if that made a weird noise, and I know I'm taking forever. I'm still a little flustered, I guess. Oh my gosh, so now she's chewing on my top. All right, so let's get to it. The vibe. I like to start out with the vibe of the day. You guys haven't seen this one. You're doing great. You know, I don't think I know. The message for the vibe, using myself as the example and my disjointed self the last few days here. Um, if you think you're not doing enough, if you think you're not accomplishing enough, if you think that you're spinning your wheels, if you think things aren't working out the way you had planned or hoped, you know what? You're doing great. The fact that you are up and breathing and living and functioning, that is enough. Some days you just have to take a step back and say, it's okay. It is okay if I only take care of the bare minimum that I need to take care of today, because there will be other days when you are like moving at the speed of light and you accomplish so much that you can't believe how much you accomplished. And, every day like that would burn us out so fast and furiously. So wherever you are in the moment, oh, this is nice. It's like there's a huge number of spirits are going, yay, and they agree. So that's them showing me that they agree. I got it right. So just remember, you're great and you are enough. So cheers to that. Mm. And I've had so much coffee today, it's insane. So this is tea. Mm. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to put that right here for now so you can just see how great you are. All right, let's get to it. All right, I've had this anxiousness, and sometimes I get that and I know why, but this time it feels like something's coming. Something is just right around the corner, so to speak. Something is getting ready to change on a big scale. So this has two meanings. One, there's going to be a large event that happens. I'm not sure if that's in the country that I'm in. I don't know if it's in this country, and clearly from my accent, I'm in America. If it's something that is a little more globally related and it's in another country, I feel like there could be something that happens in another corner of the world, and I feel like it's going to have a ripple effect and it could affect us here as well. So no one is going to be immune from this, okay? Um, Not like we don't have enough going on here right now. Would you be clearer for me, please? And normally I use cards and tarot and oracle as a jumping off point, and they're usually very personal kinds of reading or types of readings, but this feels, I mean, my head even feels buzzy. I just feel like it's coming and it's coming quickly. There's going to be some event, global event that's going to have far-reaching impact, and a far-reaching impact on the beliefs and lives of others. They're not telling me anything more than that, and I know that's about as specific as saying it's daylight. Okay, um, but or it's a day of the year. I know it's not specific at all, and I'm sorry about that, but I feel, and I almost feel it might be weather related. So there could be some weather related event that impacts a lot of individuals. Okay. So that's narrowing it down a little bit. A weather event of impact. Anything else? Anything else? There could also, okay, trigger warning on this one. And I could be wrong, but I feel like there's going to be some mid-air event as well that involves planes. I feel like it's like big aircraft. All right. I'm just going to say this because I keep getting it over and over and over again. I keep hearing mid-air collision. Okay. Um, and again, I'm not a current events or a political reader, so I could be wrong. Let's see. Is there anything else related to that? I didn't expect this. I didn't know this is where we were going with it today. I am going to get to the cards, and I'm going to see if there's a private and a personal reading, but and I'm hearing the ground you're standing on could be shaky, so that could be leading up to the personal reading, or it could be that there may be some sort of natural event or natural disaster type of event. I'm sorry. That could cause a rift in it's almost like a fault line or tectonic plates shifting. Okay. All right, they're backing away, so I'm not getting any more. So that's a couple of different things. And I also felt like some kind of storm or weather event that way. That's a whole lot. Do I have a time frame, please? Soon, by the end of the week, beginning of next week. So within a 2-week period. Okay. All right. Well, that's not happy. Okay. Like I said, that's not my forte, so more than likely I could be wrong. I hope I'm very wrong. All right, but I don't have that queasy, anxious feeling any longer. So, and I kept picturing in my mind the tsunami that happened many years ago, just out of the blue, unexpected. Um, and that's what I kept seeing in my head. So I don't know. Let's look at the Oracle deck first. And I'm sorry, I am sneezy wheezy. My throat is scratchy. I've got cat hair on me. I'm just a mess. I'm so sorry today. This is life full on. Okay. But you're precious, so I don't complain a bit. Okay. I'm going to use the Quantum Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. So let's get a message about the vibe for the collective. What do you think, little baby? All right. What is the Oracle card message for the collective? And this is a general reading. Please understand that. If it doesn't resonate with you, it's not your reading. And as far as the other stuff that just came through psychically, that may not be for you either, and it may not even be right. All right, these two landed on my lap while I was shuffling. Oh, hold on, let me get the glasses. Intuition and manifestation. Okay, so be careful of your thoughts. Purge all of that. Let's make all of those natural disasters and major collisions not exist. Not part of the reality that we know. We reject them. Okay. And then behind the mask. We had this the other day. Card 3. The number on this one is significant. What's the number on that one? They're saying it doesn't even matter. But this one it is. Card 3. Behind the mask. There's change. There's just change coming. There's change and someone is stepping in. It's almost like someone feels like they're on a mission. Okay, we've got 2. Letting go and the loving man. Again, we have card 3. There are different suits in this deck, and so the numbers will repeat. So we've had 2, 3 cards back to back. Letting go. This is letting go of the difficulty, letting go of what doesn't serve you. This is letting go. Don't let anything hold you back. And this is card 5. The loving man with roses. But do you see that shower of light coming down? And particularly with roses, I feel like this is... Okay, there are 2 readings here that I'm supposed to acknowledge. If you do any kind of spirit work, death walking work, then you may have energy coming in very soon. Or you may begin the process of doing that work full on. However, if that is not you, and if it isn't, it isn't. There are many forms of spiritual work you can do. But, and they want me to talk about a situation from years ago. There was a lady who wanted to be a reader, and she kept trying to read for people, and none of it was accurate. I mean, none of it. 0. And so I talked to her, and I'm like, so what is it? Why is this so important to you? She said, because I just want to be part of the metaphysical. I want to be part of the spiritual community. And I said, someone has to have the business savvy. Most of us who are readers don't have a lot of business savvy because we're too busy trying to tune into other stuff. You know how to do that. She had been in marketing. She had been in sales. She had been organizing big events. And I'm like, you're who we need. So I encouraged her to look into being the person who put together these larger events, these big events that gives people a venue to practice and people to meet them. And that includes vendors, crafters, artists, whatever, jewelry makers. And so if death walking work is not yours, it probably makes your life a little easier. So there's that. But also, for those of you who that isn't your path, maybe some other form of metaphysical or spiritual work is. That's very necessary and appreciated. But that's an aside. Related to this card, the other thing about it is that And I got this before, but I held back. And so this is Spirit's way of saying, don't hold back. If you get something, if we're giving you something, you got to say it. Someone is coming back from the past, but this is different. But it definitely the person who's on a mission, but it's someone from the past, someone who kind of has a little bit of an ego. Okay, okay, has a lot of ego, but yet insecurity at the same time. It's an odd mix. Just be aware. Be aware. Okay, one way or the other, whether it's death walking work or someone coming back from the past, just be aware and on your toes. If it is death walking, you could have one of those more what I call a trickster energy who's not really what they appear. So if you give them roses, that's one of the things Spirit told me to do. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I did it, and it melted the facade. So that is, I think, the meaning for those of you who are death walking. Don't take everything at face value, and always please stay calm when you're dealing with these energies. And then for those of you who that doesn't apply to you, that card will mean stay alert, stay savvy, be aware. And if it's not a person, it could be a situation repeating itself. Oh, that's it. So for some of you, it could be, yes, there is going to be someone returning with an energy that might be a little disingenuous, or it could be, because I don't feel any remorse at all. So if it's not a person, it could be a similar situation presenting itself. Be aware. Okay. Nothing bad, because you're in control. I fully get 100% that you are in control. You are in control. So you decide what you're going to do and how you're going to handle it. It's not a big deal. The other card that that was like half out of the side is card 2, and this one is planning and action. And again, that's a map. With a pencil and a time or timepiece. Earlier today, I got this feeling, and I didn't know what to make of it. And I just thought of it again when I saw that card. I feel like, and I know I say this frequently, but someone's been contemplating moving, but you're getting ready to have a surprise move. So if you're not expecting it, or if you're thinking not yet, and this could be move to another job, move to another country, move to another home, move to or a movement in your life in some way. It doesn't have to be to another residence. It could be, for some of you, it would be that. But I feel like for a lot of you, and in this reading, there's going to be an unexpected change in the way you live your life. So an unexpected change in what you do, perhaps for a living, but what you do, how you do it, how you perceive yourself, and how others perceive you. But don't worry about how others perceive you, because you're the one that has to live in your skin. You're the one that has to pay your own bills. You're the one that has to take care of business. Don't worry about other people. You do you. This feels significant. Okay. All right, so let's go to, this is the little mini or pocket version of the Rider-Waite Tarot. So let's see if we can get some clarification. We've had several readings for several different people and several different groups within the collective. All right. This, no wonder they didn't want me to read yesterday. Okay, this one just flipped. Everything is face down. This one, I can see it. So, Page of Cups. So, we've got that. What else have we got? Okay. All right. I don't know what they are. Those are face down, but they're coming out. What is the Page of Cups, and what does that mean in this reading? What does that mean in relation to any one of the things that have come up today? All right, Page of Cups, and then we have, well, this is interesting, Page of Wands, and then we have the Tower, and then we have the Queen of Swords. If you feel like someone is playing games with you, that's what this feels like. Okay, so if this is your reading, it feels like there are people playing games with you. Someone may be approaching you and love bombing. Okay, someone may be love bombing you. And being very passionate and okay, what I'm hearing is if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Well, there's going to be a tower that comes crumbling down. So it's not going to last long. A love bomber can only hold on to that for so long before they fizzle out, before they burn out. So if someone seems too good to be true, or if a situation seems too good to be true, it's kind of like when somebody is, okay, I'm going to throw some cliches out here, brown nosing, or okay, when someone is blowing smoke up your butt. No, that sounds awful, but it's true. It means that they are trying to convince you for their own nefarious purposes of something that they're trying to get something for nothing. They're trying to use you, okay? And they're coming in with a lot of grandiose stuff, a lot of grandiosity, you know? It won't last because the tower will expose it. Or for some of you, you're going to catch the person in a lie. You're going to catch the person in a lie, or you're going to catch, and for those of you who are in the work situation with this, if you are in a corporate situation, you're going to catch you're going to catch wind of a very dark side of that corporation, and you're going to get out fast. Now, Queen of Swords. Very intuitive queen, very sharp queen, very smart queen. I feel like that's the member of the collective that this is for. What this feels like is an old-fashioned con game. So if you're dealing with a con artist, watch your pocketbook, watch your heart. If it seems to be too good to be true, it probably is. And listen to your intuition. You've been hearing all along. Just like yesterday, I heard no when I asked, but I feel like I need to make do a reading now. I want to, they're like, no. So don't ignore the voice of spirit and that little nudge or that push on your shoulder or that tap. Don't ignore it. It's trying to show you a truth that might be a hard truth, that might be a truth you don't want to hear, but it's a truth that will eventually set you free. Now, on the bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords. Again, Sword of Truth and more intuition. And on the top of it was the Seven of Pentacles. So someone is working really hard on this con game. Be careful. Again, watch your back and watch yourself. You've worked too hard for whatever you've got. It may be a little, it may be a lot. But whatever it is, you've worked too hard for it to lose it in some kind of con game. Okay? All right. All right, let's end on a positive note. Let's get, yeah, okay. So they are saying, let's look at the Sweet Blossom, Lenama, and let's find out what is the final message for the collective today. It could be about that, it could be about whomever, but I would like to end on something a little more positive, if you wouldn't mind, Spirit. So what is the message? Well, the positive message I just got was, don't let your guard down, get through the week, and you'll be fine. Okay, sure. That's like a left-handed compliment. That's not really a compliment. So it's not really positive. Now, what is the message using the Sweet Blossom Lenama deck? What is it that you want the collective to know? I'm seeing someone dancing. I'm seeing someone twirling and dancing. Very happy. I'm seeing a female dancing. Okay. All right. So I asked for something positive, and what do I get? Card 8. Well, I love the number 8. It's infinity. It's prosperity. So maybe, but the card is the coffin. So maybe that means the end of, if you've been struggling financially, I believe this could be the end of that. I hope. Is that what that card means? Well, I'm hearing yes, but so that's the positive message, even though it's a coffin. It means the end of financial strife on a very personal level. Okay. These just came flying out. So we've got child, whip, dog, bear, and tree. Okay. So what I'm getting from this, because you read these cards a little differently than you do the tarot or oracle, there's going to be a coming to terms with and an acceptance. So the positive note, and I feel like this is a totally unrelated reading to that. So what I'm hearing from that and what I'm getting from those cards, I still see someone dancing and the sun is coming up. So I do feel as though there is finally going to be a making peace with and coming to terms of a situation. And loyalty will prevail. And it feels good. And it feels solid. So be aware of that. Okay. A little bit of ego involved, though. It's sort of like, all right, well, I've decided I'll give you my blessing. It's not your choice to begin with. Yeah. So there's that little touch of ego in there. Okay, that's fine. But the best part of it is just there is loyalty now. There is a sense of understanding where something, I'm hearing the word resides, so that's kind of weird. Resides in one's heart, I guess. I don't know, but the word reside. All right. This is yeah. Okay. So let's make Thursday's reading back on the personal front entirely and a little bit more positive. All right, I'm sending you all love and gratitude, and thank you for being here. And remember, what we don't want to see happen, let's just say, I reject that. And then see yourself and your loved ones in a bubble of light. Okay? And let's try to do that with the whole world. All right, thank you so much. And you know why that will work? Because you get a perfect soul, and because you're doing great. All right. Be well and take care, and we'll talk soon.